Is it working now? Is it better?
I think.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Okay. Sorry. Oh shit, my eyes. Let me close the window. Uh, there we go. It should be working right now. The stream is up and running. Okay, yeah, it's up and running. Let me check who's online to see if all the guilty parties are online. Yeah. Okay. So, where we were last. Oh, yeah, yeah. The cowboy was looking at you, telling you that if you need a place to stay, he has an address for a local hotel. If you tell them that Sam gave you the data, the tip, I mean the tidbits, they're gonna make you they're gonna lower the price.
Thank you, but that is very unnecessary.
He just nods a little bit disappointed, telling you that if you also need a place to like if you guys wanna do a tourism in Calico to hit him up basically.
If I find the need for a guide, I will make sure to call you, sir.
So, um, what do you guys do in the meantime?
Hmm. Well, we have just arrived, therefore, I must introduce myself to the local lords of the area.
Roll intelligence plus politics to see if you kind of knows where Henson hangs out.
Excuse me.
Ah, it's okay, sweetie.
Oh, oh, there it is. Okay.
Um. Ooh. Okay, you have no idea. You know that he is somewhere in the town, but the town is not that big.
Yeah, that was Chase's job to find him.
Chase. Roll intelligence plus politics.
Oh, wow, she already disappeared. Like she might. Oops.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Nani, what happened? Oh, I think she
Oh,
said
she said,
No.
she won't BRB. I think.
yeah.
Yeah. She did say that she might disappear occasionally to deal with some health stuff.
Okay. In that case, I know it's gonna be a cheap shot, but do you guys mind if I roll for her?
I think it should be fine.
Calder?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Apparently, rumor has it that he owns a trailer in near Salamander Boulevard.
Then I will head for Salamander Boulevard.
Do you have a car, or how are you moving from town to town, or do you guys arrive in the bus?
I have a car.
Okay. You get inside your car with Chase. You are right now in the quote unquote civilized part of this town. Like there's a lot of buildings. There's a lot. The streets are very wide. Every so often, even with the pandemic, you sometimes can hear gunshots in the distance. Sometimes you can see bikers going in and out, and a lot of trucks driving and crossing through the streets. As you go down through the 51 to take into Salamander Boulevard, you start noticing that the buildings are more and more scattered. Like you see a target, and that's about it, on an empty field. Then a couple of blocks later, you see a drive-through cinema, and that's about it. You see how the streets start becoming dirt, and how you start seeing the outlines of the trailer park. Um, Again, there is buildings in this area, but not so many. Like
Okay.
there's a lot. There's a small like strip mall where you can see a flea market that's already shut down. There is clothes for cheap stuff like that. A lot of bootleg stores and a lot of like liquor stores. Once you arrive to the trailer park, there's about, let's say, about 30 trailers of all kinds. Some of them are still attached to the cars, just in case. The moment you slowly drive in, you feel like you're being observed. Sometimes from inside you hear fights, you can hear people barking to each other, you can hear the dogs barking. Sometimes you can see the Confederate flag in some of the cars, and the antennas on the rooftops are completely jangled. You keep driving until you see a very thin woman walking to you with a very short skirt. Her legs completely marked with a red tan due to the sun, incredibly skinny. Her teeth are completely fucked up. Her skin is very oily, even if she's very skinny. And over her cleavage, she has a name tattooed in cursive. She looks at you while she chews bubblegum as she leans closer, tapping to the window.
I roll down the window. I seek Lord Hendon. Point to his residence out, please.
What?
Oh, sorry. I am looking for Hampton.
Alright, I'll take it, Daddy. She just starts walking. As she turns her back to you, you can see that she also has a tattoo now of, I wouldn't say runes, but a very particular tattoo in the back of her back, like in her lower back. As she takes you to a particular trailer. The outside of the trailer, you can see that has a small porch made of wood. Inside, the lights are flickering. As she walks in, she taps at the mosquito door, saying, "Yo, Mr. Hanson, there's some feller here looking for you." "God damn, woman, I'm busy." "Thanks for business." "God damn it, woman, let me put some pants on." "No, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going with any pants." The doors open as you can see this guy wearing a sort of preacher, I wouldn't say costume, black jacket with a lot of designs, the small tie, long sideburns that go to his cheeks, his forehead completely exposed with a little entrance, like he almost looks like Dracula but very trashy. He's already showing fangs, but not like the normal fangs that the vampire shows. Like his fangs are made of metal. The guy is holding a 38 in his hand, and he's wearing nothing but boxers. He looks at you wearing flip flops, like he wasn't properly dressed. As he looks at you, holding the gun in one hand and his hand on his other pocket, as he starts walking down the porch, saying, "Yeah, what? What are you looking for?"
Step out of my car.
Okay, he looks at you.
Lord Hanson, I am Sir B. I am here to inform you I am taking control of the area.
He just looks at you, saying, "Really? Under whose jurisdiction?"
Under mine.
This son of a bitch just done do himself done good for him. Alright?
I take it you have issue with my proclamation.
Yeah, dude, I do.
Very well. Then we shall settle this as men.
He looks at you. He looks at the
Do
woman.
you know the trial of the Green Knight?
I mean, I know about the Green Lantern.
While he is a knight in his own right, that is not the one I am referring to. The trial of the Green Knight. You may strike me once as powerfully as you can, and then I shall return the favor. Whoever is left, or whoever needs, the victor will be the man.
He looks at you like, is this guy high? Like, he leans closer to see your teeth for a moment, to see if you still have your teeth. He looks at Chase. So I get to hit you, right?
She's just sitting there playing on her Nintendo DS, blowing some gum, not even paying attention.
Yes. As, as strong as you can. You can use a weapon if you wish, but know that I will return with a weapon as well.
He looks at you saying, "Are you a werewolf?"
I am not.
Okay, this is gonna make it easier. He takes the gun, he puts it in his pocket again, saying, "Goddamn werewolves! There's fucking werewolves everywhere." All right. So I can beat the living crap out of you with one punch, right?
One punch, yes. One strike.
One strike. All right. Punches! Yeah, Daddy. Hold the leather, he says, pulling his gloves off. He looks at you, but he doesn't touch you. Like, almost like a cartoon, he moves his hand close to your face, like to calculate the punch. Saying, "Stay right there, right, boy?" Just like my daddy and my daddy for my daddy, I'ma give you a whooping. Let's see. Alright. Oh my god! Roll stamina, dude.
Alright. I already have 5 points of fortitude to block a lot, so 4d10.
Okay.
And there's 2 10s on there, so -1 as well, so that's a 3 from the stamina at +5, so 8 successes.
He slaps you very hard, but your head doesn't even tilt.
Alright. And now I shall return the favor.
Roll.
Alright. I'm going to activate my potence.
Oh boy.
I'm only going to go up to potence 3, though.
Okay.
So... it's 3 automatics there, so +5 more. So -1. 3 successes plus 3, so 6 successes.
6 successes. Let me roll for his 42, 4, stamina 3. Oh, you son of a... Oh my god! I had 1 success and 2 ones.
So no successes. Okay.
I would say -1 success, but sure, roll damage if you want.
That you had me roll strength. He wasn't trying to dodge.
No, he wasn't even trying to dodge. Like, he was being a
So
gentle...
that was the damage roll.
Okay.
So he takes 6 points of damage.
You punch him so hard that his redneck ancestry feels the pain.
I think he went back. I think I knocked him back inside the trailer.
Suddenly, there's a sound from Chase's DS. The little da 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 da.
The mosquito door goes inwards as you can hear him clutching against things. You're gonna hear the chickens. The woman is looking at you and like, damn. So that means you're my dad now?
Repeat that, Joe.
The woman next to you looks at you saying like, damn. So that means you're my pimp now?
I'm the new lord of the area. Yes. I
Alright.
do apologize. I did hold back.
Did you see that Henson slowly starts like peeking out? His jaw's completely shattered as he's trying to regenerate himself, like going hot, hot, hot damn boy! The fuck they're feeding you with? As he spits one of his metal fangs. For fuck's sake, I had this made the other night.
Chase lifts up one of her earphones, going, "That's Big B. Be a bit more polite there.
What in the technocratification of the syndicalization is this bro talking about?
My name is B.
Alright. So, he says, like, as his mouth slowly cracks, fixing every single bone and slowly regenerating his teeth. So, Mr. Lord of the Land, let me show you the facilities then. Earl! Do you see from the door a guy with his face completely painted white with black bolts over his entire face, like makeup, looks up saying, yes, sir. Show this man where the med labs are. He's now your boss. But I thought you were my boss. Not anymore. Not my problem. He's yours. Do you want him to stick your dick inside your asshole? You let him do that. And you take it like a man, just like I taught you. But that goes against the. I don't fucking care about the Papa boy. Okay. Mr. I think his name is B. Like the letter. Yeah, the one that looks like an 8. Okay. This way, Mr. B. I'm gonna show you the business. As he walks a little bit faster, getting you through the through the trailers.
Just following along.
He'll
Hopped out of the vehicle and is following along. No.
He just sometimes opens some of the doors, as you can see people already working on meth. While he walks you through the trailers, he starts explaining to you that the problem of the desert is that there's too many people with guns. And the only way to keep...
This is chemistry.
Yeah.
But what is this chemistry? Explain it to me.
Oh, like you put it in your pipe and smoke it, and it makes you feel good, but you want some more?
Ah, it's one of the human's drugs.
Yeah.
We are done with that business from here on.
What?
We are done with that business.
But what about the
It poisons the feed.
But what about the gangs? What about the other ones?
Then they can take their issues with me if they have any.
But what about money?
That is not an issue.
Well, are we supposed to sell lives, sir?
It's simple. You will have other work from here on. First thing first, we must reconstruct this entire area. It is unfit for civilized human habitation.
Wait, you're starting to sound like Mr. Wyatt, sir.
We will be rebuilding this area to be a proper place for habitation.
Hobby what?
He wants to make it nicer so people can live here and you're not scratching your own fleas.
Thank you very much, James.
Welcome, sir.
But we're living fine in these parts. Like
No longer.
Okay. You're starting to sound like Mr. Wyatt, though.
And who is this Mr. Wyatt?
Oh, that's Mr. Henson's rivalry. He comes from Vegas. He's trying to generatrificate the area.
Well, I cannot blame him. This area is made of filth.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Wyatt already made like what's that fancy game that white people play with the stick hitting the ball?
Billiards?
No. The one of Tiger Woods.
Golf course?
Yeah, he made one of those things in the north of this like little town, and he wants to make hotels and casinos in these parts, and him.
So it's already been started in the north. Good, good. It'll be much easier to acquire then. Plus to re-innovate.
Okay, what about Mr. Hinson there? Are you going to, like, kill him?
No, of course not. That would be a waste of manpower.
Okay.
However, you will all be returning to a formal education starting now.
Did you what?
A formal education. You're going back to school. I will not have
Oh.
idiots working for me.
Okay. That sounds,
You'll make more money that way.
Okay, that's the words. I like the words. I like the fancy words. Money, I like it.
And you are more likely to survive.
So if I go to education, the corona won't kill me.
You'll learn how to protect yourself from the corona.
But I know already. Like, we have shotguns and we shot the sky. That's how Mr. Hinson taught us. And also, we don't drink corona anymore.
Mr. Henson was wrong. Mr. Henson was wrong on a lot of things here, and honestly, it's kind of like if you use the bathroom and don't have any toilet paper, you kind of wash your hands afterwards.
Will you do?
At least I hope you do, because... Oh, BB, can I just give him to my friends? This is making me nervous.
You will eventually learn, one way or another.
Oh, okay.
I will hire... Maybe I should hire private tutors instead of putting him in general education with other humans.
Okay. We'll learn. In the meantime,
Now, how many people are in your gang?
he starts. He showed you his hands and starts moving his fingers.
I retract the question. Call them all here now.
Well, with the quarter team, no many are around. But we used to deal with other workers all over parts here, like bringing moving meth all over the country, so they wouldn't come here and kill us all.
We'll take care of that. Don't worry.
But first things first, I take the table that the chemistry set is on and I flip it.
Okay. Let me do a roll. Okay, the table doesn't explode. That's good.
Okay, usually they don't have it running 24/7.
Fair enough.
You should have told me if it was actually burning.
No. You only had like the basic chemistry equipment, but it's not Breaking Bad levels of good, if you know what I mean.
I want that done to every one of these in the area.
Flip him? Sure. As they start flipping the things, you see the woman chewing bubblegum just looks at you, saying, "So, do you want a blowjob?"
I do not.
Alright.
Though I will require you to bring Mr. Hansen to me.
Okay. As she goes back to the trailer to get Henson.
Chase peeks up over the edge of her desk. We're gonna have to get one of those kneecap clinics in here pronto.
She looks at
I
you.
imagine as such.
There is a clinic here, but it's like one.
I said clinics.
Oh.
As in more than one, because, honey, it'll be good for you in the long run.
Okay. In the meantime, Mia.
I will leave that handling of that to you. To you, Chase. You said Mia, my brain immediately said Osh.
Osh.
Yes.
As you guys arrive to the town, you see that there's a lot of movement of vehicles. The gas station is very nice. looks pretty nifty as you guys get out of the car of the bus. Jesse's already picking up his stuff. You took a couple of sips of blood in the way here, so you can recover 1 blood point.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you that there's a local place called the Jukebox where usually all the gossip happens. Like if a vampire wanted to go through a place from one place to the next, they had to go to talk to Henson, usually in the Jukebox.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm. Now continue, please.
so what do you guys do?
I suppose first order of business is we go to the jukebox and see if we can figure out where exactly Hinson is.
As you guys walk to the Jukebox, you see that outside there's about 80 or 90 bikes. You get inside as the place is covered from wall to wall with pictures of tourists. Outside, sometimes you can see RVs parking up. The constant ongoing flow of chubby North Americans with the chubby North American wives taking pictures of anything, whatever it moves or not. There's about 40 people in the place, and at least more than half of them are tourists taking pictures of everything, willing to give money for free. Elderly, young, children, everything. They don't really care about the corona because all in all, there's always tourism going on.
I turn to Jesse and I say, I was under the impression that we were under quarantine. But I want to head to the restroom and then immediately obfuscate. I actually am not comfortable being around so many people.
Okay.
And wait, am I right in thinking that even with the obfuscate 3, if somebody grabs a picture of me, I'm not going to show up as human?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Immediately I go to the restroom and then I go into obfuscate so that I can hide in the shadows.
There's not many shadows in the place, so it's gonna be very hard to hide yourself in here.
Alright, I'll do my best anyway. I'd rather that than be captured in a photo.
Okay. They're mostly taking pictures of the pictures in the wall and to the Betty Boop memorabilia and whatnot.
Okay.
You see Jesse sitting down, and a couple of minutes later, there's a couple of waitresses coming around. Some of them sweet talk to him like usual, but then you see him opening his thermos, drinking a little bit, and a couple of minutes later, this woman with sunglasses walks his way. Roll intelligence plus academics.
Wow, my character is really dumb. Sorry, I failed that.
Don't worry, your character should live here in the trailer parks with the rest. So, she looks familiar. You see that Jesse's talking to her. Roll perception if you want to get closer and listen up what they're talking.
Alright, I'll do that. 1 success.
As you start getting closer and closer from the shadows from every corner, not trying to move too much, she's telling you, "Oh yeah, Henson is here." So I take it if you're coming from him, you are of the yeah. I am of the we. She says, raising a brow. Tell your little friend not to get scared. There's a lot of exiles that come here. What do you mean a lot of exiles? Well, the situation in your city became so dire that a lot of people escaped it. Really? Like whom? She points to a wall. Mia, please roll. Please roll perception, please.
Roll perception. 1 success.
There's a lot of pictures in the wall. Many of different people, faces you have never seen. But among them, you see the face of a man with a broken expression. A shape, a figure. Black hair, bushy eyebrows, completely white, a little bit of a beard. Do you see the images I posted in the Roll20?
Yes.
You see that man under Edmund?
Mm. Hmm?
Your heart skips. Ricky looks at you through the picture.
Wait a minute.
Jesse looks at the picture as he asks the woman how long he has been here. About 8 days. Where is he? I don't know. He's looked very broken inside. Tired. Defeated. Did he scream his name? No, he didn't. Which is strange. Like, I heard rumors of a bumper who kept shouting everybody his name, but he didn't.
Who is this person precisely? Oh.
Hold on.
Mm.
1 second. I'm having some technical difficulties.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit, yeah.
Join the voice chat, please.
If the internet keeps up, maybe I should start a group call for all of us, by the way.
Hello.
Somewhere in the desert, the RV is already parked. The animals are fleeing from the fire, as the figure of little Ricky, or now Rick, lies in front of it, the dead highway to his side. Sometimes a car, a truck, nothing more. The rifle by your feet, a small chair, and the RV is the lights are completely off. The situation in LA was a disaster. The last person who ever saw you around these parts was Betty, the woman at the Barstow. You lost the notion of how many miles have you driven through the desert. Sometimes you stop to meditate or to do whatever you want. What do you do, Ricky?
Well, I'm going to look out into the desert sun, moon, and contemplate.
Every time you close your eyes, you can feel the fire, the shouting, the screaming, the bodies turning into ashes. Good thing you don't have to close your eyes. Not anymore. While they're completely still, you can feel the little legs crawling through your leg as you see the scorpion moving up your inner thigh. Even if it stings you, it won't hurt you. You really don't care anymore about that.
Hello, little friend. You two seem so strong, full of such poison. I can never go home again.
What do you do? Like I said, you're...
Would you like a taste, little friend?
The scorpion...
My life.
The scorpion just crawls towards your stomach, up to your chest. It's not too big, like it would perfectly fit in your hand.
Can I give him a taste?
Do you want to give him blood?
Mm-hmm.
Sure! As always, spend 1 blood point. You grab him by his tail, dipping him slowly in a small pool of your blood in your hand. You can see him trying to fight you, trying to move away, and after a few seconds, his body starts relaxing, slowly relaxing, as his figure coils around your hand afterwards. Now the small pool of blood lies coating its skin, its external armor, its claws, opening and closing, snapping slowly. He looks peaceful, even sedated.
Welcome, friend.
What will you do?
It's time to explore this vast, endless desert surrounding me.
Do you go by foot or you get inside the RV?
I'll get inside the RV.
You walk inside, taking the chair, tossing some sand over the fire, and grabbing the rifle by its muzzle. You sit down, the radio. It has little to no signal here. You turn on the engine as the lights show you nothing but bleakness and darkness. Sometimes behind you, you can see the lights of a truck that passes by. Not so often, but every once in a while. And in front of you, there's nothing but darkness. Sometimes you can start making out the outlines of the stars against the sky. The moon, so big and so pale, like an eyelash. As you turn on the engine, next to you, the glove compartment only has a couple of maps and a handgun, just in case. The RB only has whatever you thought it was necessary for you to carry. You start driving to you don't know where. You're not even carrying a compass. You just drive. The ground is very hard. It's very hard to drive through these parts. Sometimes you feel like you go into plots of land, and sometimes you wonder if you actually roadkill something, but it doesn't matter. You keep driving in the middle of the darkness, wondering where to go, wondering where are you. As at the distance, you can start making the outlines of towers. The closer you start getting, the towers look completely rusty, old in nature. Old pump towers, pump stations from the 1800s and 1900s from oil. As you keep driving far into the desert, you start seeing the outlines of buildings, but no lights. No, not on one light whatsoever. What do you do?
Well, buddy, what do you think lurks in those shadows? Let's check out these stars.
Do you keep on driving or you just go by foot?
Oh, by foot.
You stop the car as you walk out. Are you carrying any weapons or doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter, but my trusty scorpion by my side, on my
Okay.
shoulder.
You start walking as the night looks. That's the moon looks completely pale. As you keep walking into this town, you start seeing the structures, old wooden houses, very old. The outlines of train tracks that were never fully completed. The rotting flesh of the dead animals being pecked by vultures. For a moment or two, you can imagine how hot this place should have been once it was alive. You only see about 10 houses, only 3 look like they can stand up, like they have actual walls. The place looks infinitely old. A small decrepit church, something like that resemble an old maybe store. The bar is completely disheveled, like falling to a side like sideways. The wind hasn't knocked it out because if I don't know, maybe a miracle or maybe the structure is very sturdy. But you can tell that this place was abandoned during the Wild West. As soon as you walk inside this part of the highway, of the nothingness, in the middle of the road, there's something. There's outlines that lead to the town. As if you look closely, you can tell that it's the line marks of cars and vehicles that have come in and out every so often. What do you do?
Well, little buddy, you think we need some more friends?
Suddenly,
Go
for
to the carcasses
it's
where the
just
vultures are.
as soon as the vultures see you, they fly away. You see the roll perception plus medicine. At first, it looks like the body of an animal, twisted, decayed, half of its face eaten away. But the more you see it, you start noticing it's the body of a man. Bullet holes all over his chest. His throat completely cut off. His clothes, leather jacket without sleeveless leather jacket, black jeans. Close by, you can see the outline of a gun that's been already buried in the sand. You don't know how long the guy's been dead, but not so long. Maybe a day or two. Maybe as soon as you look into the ground, you see bullet cases coming from different parts. So in the back of your head, you think that maybe there was a drug deal here that went wrong.
You said there's a gun in the sand.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Okay. As soon as you pick it up, you see that the chamber is already back. All the bullets and the weapon were shot, and because it was on the sand, it might need some fixing, some cleaning and tuning. But yeah, it's a Glock. Do you check the guy's
I'll
body?
check his pocket.
Okay. As soon as you start checking his pockets, you find a small pipe with a rock of crack. You find a switchblade, a retractable switchblade. What else do you find? The keys for a car. His wallet is gone. Through the sand, you can see the outline of what it seems a wallet as well.
I'll take the keys.
Okay.
Sorry, brother. Looks like your end was not as nice as mine. But I'll keep fighting. I will survive.
Do you keep exploring the town?
Mm-hmm.
As you start walking through the edges of the town, to the corners, in one area you can see a very beaten car. Like, you can tell that the sand hasn't been kind to it. The winds of the desert haven't been kind at all. There's a couple of bullet holes in the window and in the roof. And also you can see another dead body against the car.
The keys work? Can
Yeah.
I try to open the car?
Yeah. They fit perfectly.
And now can I examine this body?
You pick the other body and he's holding a revolver on his hand. Very big piece of metal. The hammer is already backwards. As soon as you open the chamber, he already has the gun is loaded with 6 bullets, but they already shot 2. The other ones are completely fresh in the chamber. In the back of the car, as soon as you open it, you see a body, a woman already bloated, already dead. Her body is completely tied up, hands and wrists. He was dehydrated. She died screaming in the back of a car like a grave, and nobody noticed her. In the front of the vehicle, the engine is dead because of the bullet holes. Nothing to do there. And in the glove compartment, there's 2 clips and a box with bullets.
Is what?
2 clips of ammo and a box of bullets for the revolver.
I'll take that.
Okay. What do you do? What's your plan?
And there's no identifying information or their wallets or any glove box, their insurance.
The car looks to be a rented car. Roll perception plus investigate.
Nope.
Potatoes. Well, you discover that they're dead.
Well, not much I can do for you. I'll move on.
Where do you go?
Is there more of the ghost town to look into the structures, maybe?
There is a bar, but doesn't have any how to put it. It only has an entrance. Everything else, the walls are completely like cave in. There's a church that looks very disheveled, and there's something like that looks like a general store. Like the words general store are mostly destroyed. You can see the G and the S.
Well, I'm on a sightseeing tour here,
Mm-hmm.
from spot to spot.
The bar. As soon as you enter, there's nothing. There's hundreds of bottles that look rotten. There's a pianola, but the moment you touch some of the keys, nothing happens. Of the 50 keys, only 1 or 2 make a noise, and it sounds like it's in pain. The second floor, it has a staircase, but the place is so disheveled that as soon as you see the stairs, you think, no, this thing is not gonna hold. The general
Go back.
the general store, the main entrance, you see lots of cans of canned food from back in the day, already spoiled with liquid that already dripped from them due to the heat. But there's a back door, and the door looks brand new.
Curious. Can I open it?
Yeah, yeah. You push the door open, as you can see a small staircase that goes downwards. There's many marks of feet that went through that staircase, like boots and whatnot, boots and heels. The moment you start going downstairs, you see metal pipes. You see a small like a jail cell, and you can see handcuffs that are new, bound to it. There's a big table, an old table, but there is a couple of bugs on top of the table. Some of the bugs are new, and some other of the bugs, the moment you see them, from one side they look perfect, from the other side you see that they have porn ads, so you can tell that this was a counterfeiting operation.
A what?
A counterfeiting operation, like this sketch is fake. All the bills are fake. Must be around 3 grand of fake paper.
Does it look convincing, or does it look clearly counterfeit?
Okay, so imagine a stack of bills. If you just look them from the front, they look normal. If you turn them around, you would see tits.
I'll take it.
Okay. As long as nobody
Okay.
look, as long as nobody checks the bills, you should be safe. There's also there's not much, but there's a little bit of white powder on the table. like between the cracks. So you
I
can.
can't.
Mhm.
I cannot store it anywhere. There's nowhere for me to store it. It's just loose powder on the table.
Like, imagine a wooden table that somebody did cocaine in, and it fell through the cracks.
I'll leave it be.
Roll perception plus investigate. Let me see if I can give you a hint.
Two.
Just start looking around. Just start looking around as from where you're standing, you see as a small backpack.
Sweet. What's inside?
There's a laptop and there's a small notebook, like with names and addresses and pieces of paper.
Nice. I'll take it.
Okay.
I will put the counterfeit bills into the backpack. Throw on the backpack.
Okay. The last place to check is the church.
I'll say a prayer. I'll go inside.
As soon as you go inside, you can hear them as from the windows, the broken windows, hundreds of crows fly away into the night.
Oh,
Um, the
Brothers.
the bell is already like half sink inside of the building. Like at some point it fell down and it sunk. Inside of the place you can see corpses of armadillos, corpses of small critters, iguanas running through the aisle. The cross is already crumbling, like it's rotten and decaying wood that already fell sideways. The confessionary is completely broken. The fabrics are torn. As soon as you start walking inside, sometimes you feel something under your heel and you see bullet cases. You keep walking to the main aisle, and behind where the area where the preacher used to stand up, you start seeing the outline of an arm. The closer you walk and the closer to the cross, you start seeing a corpse. A couple of bullets on his body, his eyes completely open, his skin already white as a sheet, and a shotgun in his hand, a soft shotgun.
Check out the shotgun.
It's a pump action shotgun, a small riot shotgun. It's fully loaded. Like the guy managed to shoot only once before he got riled up.
I'll take it.
Okay, you put it in the bag. The guy's eyes are upwards. He has a small stash. Uh, his head has a couple of bullet holes, but you can see his face. That's the thing. He's not that fucked up. Uh, as you start checking his pockets, you find a picture of a woman, and for what you're seeing, she's the woman who died inside the car. What makes you think is that this place was used for a ransom operation, and somebody possibly figured out that money was fake and everything went sideways.
What a waste.
Hmm.
Life.
But at least now you have weapons.
Well, it was a nice little tour. Little friend.
Hmm.
Let's go back into the RV.
You start walking back to the RP. as the lights of the vehicle are completely off. You just walk inside. You drop everything inside the small couch in the RV. You walk to the passenger seat. Do you have a big map of the area with some places that you have found during the last couple of days? Some places that are potentially hideouts and whatnot. Do you mark this place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you do?
I'd like to see what is on the laptop and the notebook.
The notebook, as soon as you open it, it has the names of contacts, routes to move drugs, people to kidnap, all that illegal shit. The laptop, as soon as you open it, it doesn't have a password, but there's a lot of files in the main screen. You only need to see you don't even have to open them to figure out what they are. They are porn, every type of porn, from the most legal types to the most illegal, to the most FBI open up. From the most sadistic shit to more tame stuff.
Well, someone should probably deal with that, but it's not me. I'll drop it off at the local authorities. This backpack with the notebook and the laptop.
Okay.
I'm just going to, in my RV, whatever town is next, I'll visit.
Okay.
But it's not a priority for me.
You turn on the engine as the lights go on for a second and then off inside the RV, except for the main lights, the headlights. As you start taking a curve to go back into the highway, the radio is nothing but static. Sometimes you can catch on certain voices in the radio, but nothing more. As suddenly the music of the desert takes your ears. The highway is nothing but a ghost, a serpent that goes from north to south, from east to west. But there's no vehicles really. Yours is the only one. You're a ghost among ghosts, as you're driving with no sense of direction, just wanting to get out of the place. Meanwhile, da, 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 Calder and Katie.
Yo.
Okay, so where are you guys? Are you out? Are you gonna go meet Edmund, or are you still at the trailer park?
Well, I have things right at the trailer park before I can move on to anyone else.
Okay. So, for what you're gathering, the trailer park has around 80 families. Okay. For what you managed to figure out, there are very poor families, and Henson give them a job per se. It's not the best job in the world, but it makes money. It pays the debts. For what they mean,
Which job is that?
basically produce meth, check what is coming into town, who's coming into town, if they want to go from one side of town to the next, like if they look shady individuals, tell Henson, and if they have good money to pay their debts, so they can move from town to the next, like a toll, an overly complicated toll.
Okay, well, that's all ending right now.
Okay. So, what's your plan?
Well, I need to work them into an actual workforce.
Okay.
So they're coming to meet me now.
Okay. Use some of them. Like I said, there's no walls nor anything. It's just a park in the middle of nowhere. Some of them leave
Though I
their.
do recommend that they keep their, distance from one another just in case.
Okay, they do. There's a little bit of everything. Some of them are looking at you like, who the fuck is this guy? Henson is behind you, not like right behind you, but to a side, like looking how you talk to them.
I am the new owner of this land.
Nobody
And from
says.
here on out, we are no longer dealing with drugs.
Some of the people have this "excuse me" face, while others are just looking.
For too long have you wallowed in the misery and filth of this area, so we will clean it up and rebuild it. Those of you who need it will receive a proper education, and we will move on from there. Are there any questions?
About 9 people see you saying this type of shit, and they just turn around and walk back to their RVs. Others just look, not saying anything.
Those of you who participate will be paid a wage.
How much, sir?
Those of you who are attending school will receive a minimum wage of $16 an hour for while they are in class, plus living expenses.
Some of them look at you saying, so are you gonna protect us from the bikers and the other drug dealers and stuff like that?
If they come, they will be here to deal with me. And if they try to harm another one of you, I promise that if they manage anything, they will not live to see another night.
Some of the people just look at you, believing that you're a fool. Others say, okay.
If anyone has issue with that, please step forward.
Some of them step forward, like looking directly at you, saying, they have guns.
And I do not worry about guns.
They just look without saying a thing.
So, it is martial fear that... it is martial skill that you lack.
Chase leans over. Remember, small words. Small words.
You're afraid of them hurting you physically.
Some of them nod. Others just look at you saying, well, there's worse things than them in the desert.
Very well. Vincent, how many of these firearms do we have?
About 30.
Bring them in for inspection.
They go to their homes. They start bringing actual firepower. Like, what type of weapons were you expecting?
Maybe a shotgun rifle, a couple pistols.
A couple of them bring Desert Eagles. Others bring hunting rifles, and others bring automatic rifles.
In California?
Roadkill County, yeah.
All right. Now, how many of you are formally trained in these?
They just look at you as Hinson leans closer, saying, who has shot one of these? Everybody raises a gun. To a moving target. Some of them have their hands up. To an actual person. Most of them raise their hand.
Have you actually hit someone?
You see as Earl says, well, I shot myself in the foot once.
That does not count.
Okay.
Unfortunately, or that don't count, but good try.
Well, first things first, we must construct a firing range so that they may practice.
Oh, we have one.
An adequate.
Okay. As some of them start walking away, while you say about the firing range, Some others try to go to their homes. They look very battered and tired.
Now, how many of you sold these? You called it meth?
Pretty much everybody in here.
Well, you will all need new forms of living now. What other skills do you possess?
They just look at you.
Chase, make a list.
The woman just looks at you saying, I can suck your dick.
Okay.
That is
How
a
about
valid
this?
skill, but not.
How about this? Who here has mechanical training? Who here knows how to make a car run and run good?
Only one or two do that.
That's good. We got mechanics. Boom. We can start a garage. Who here has actual medical training that has to, you can patch someone up if they're hurt?
Did you see that Earl started lifting his hand saying, well, there was this time my girlfriend shot me, but the medical expenses were like too much, so I stitched myself using a tennis shoe cord. I think
Well, you are a proxy of evolution. Anyway,
Evola what? Isn't that against God?
God created animals first and then went, hey, that looks interesting, and then made humans.
You see that one of the guys says, I told you, like Pokemon Go.
Exactly! Chase just, it's like, you over there who said that, I like you. Good job.
Who here can do construction?
A lot of them raise their hands, as Hinson tells you, yeah, most of them work for unions that kind of work for me, so you have a lot of constructors, lots of truckers, lots of the chipping area and stuff like that.
Very good. Then. We will
You
start by
mean
building a facility.
truckers or actually builders? People who build houses or sheds, build stuff.
Anything that they can get their hands on a hammer, they can fix it and work on it. Architecture, not their forte, but if you need a good, strong back, they have it.
So something architecture.
Mm-hmm.
You must procure one of those.
Now, if you're gonna run these parts of town, I should recommend you to keep an eye out on some individuals or some parties.
Very well. Who are they?
Okay. Peaches! Yeah, Daddy. Bring me my fucking notebook. She goes inside and she brings a small black book. He starts turning the pages going booty call, booty call, booty call. Ah, here we go. The bloody murders, the thrill kills, the Health Angels, Satan's Pride, the Runners, the Mad Dogs, the Red State, the Blue Bloods, the Argentos Bleeders, the Doomsday Followers, the Death Race. What else are we missing? One of them raises their hand. What about the Luming? Oh yeah, them assholes. Yeah, Sons of Illuminations. Nasty motherfuckers. I wouldn't mess with them.
Gangs.
Yeah, but one of them believes that they are the chosen ones by God to bring damnation to the land of man. You know.
That I must bring them to heal.
I don't know if they'll heal. Sorry, you're
stop them.
Okay. I wish you luck with them.
Where's the closest
Where's the closest ones?
of their gathering points?
Some gather here in town, like the Luminance. Nobody knows where. Somewhere in the desert. Like, okay, I didn't tell you this because I don't want to make a ruckus here with them fellers. But sometimes the babies go missing, and we think it might be them or maybe something else.
And go missing.
Yeah, babies, all over the county.
Hmm. That is something to look into.
And local law enforcement ain't doing shit about it, I take it.
Oh yeah, they are.
And then where are these missing kids?
That's the thing. The trails go cold. They go way
So
deep
they
into the
can't,
desert.
they ain't doing shit then. All right, well that's added to the list.
Hmm. Yeah, I know that Dead Valley holds weird people like Slap City. Yeah, bunch of hippies there. I know a bunch of new age flower powered son of bitches. No laws there as well.
Oh,
More,
apothecaries. It's been a while since I've seen one.
yeah. I don't know why you talk like you're in Game of Thrones, but this is gonna be complicated for somebody like you. And yes,
Well,
there's
then
most.
we'll learn the proper speech.
I wish you
That's why you.
luck. Hey, hey, hey! This is the way my land teaches me how to speak proper.
I. No, it is not. I assure
See,
you of that.
Big B, everyone talks in their own way, remember?
Hmm. Though I do admit that is
Mhm.
interesting. Right.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, oh, oh! And there's another guy you should be aware of. Oh, god damn it!
you're breaking up, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Do you see that Hanson scratches
You
his?
got like 1 and 2 bars on the chat.
I see 3 bars on mine. Can you hear me loud and clear?
You're still kind
Everyone's
of
still
robotic.
pretty robotic for me lately.
Hold on. Let me.
Mm.
Your cult are fine.
Shall we make a group chat so we can try to fix this?
Okie dokie.
Okay. Let me.
I think I friended all of you, so I'll start one.
Okay. Thank you. Technical difficulties, fellas. Please wait.
Man, what is Discord doing?
Yeah, I was having difficulties yesterday too when we were talking, Joe. It's pretty robotic.
Yeah, I think it's maybe because everybody's logging into Discord at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah. By the way, Jess,
Sorry, having to get you guys added to friends.
How's things with the corona there in Washington? How bad is the situation right now?
Yeah, it's actually comparatively in the US, it was, the very first epicenter of the US outbreak. But because we put this huge social isolation really quickly, it seems as if the curve is actually flattening. And like New York is now the one that's struggling a lot. So we're all just keeping indoors and staying to ourselves for at least until the end of April now.
But didn't the president say that he wanted you all to be in church by Easter? Because if the president said it must be true. Sorry, I'm sorry. I feel dirty by
Technically and
saying that.
technically.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on Osh to accept the friend request because I can't make a chapter with
Well,
her
hold
just
on.
yet.
Let me see if I
Oh,
can.
right. We already have one of our previous ones. I'll just add just to it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, there we go. 1 second, guys. Okay, we're waiting for Jess. Everything rock and roll? Better?
It's still 2 bars, but I think it's a little clearer.
At least for now.
Yeah, mine have no bars.
Well, your internet's just poop.
Yep.
Oh, it's because
Got
it's
two.
still the region is still in Brazil.
Yep.
I don't know why it's in Brazil, but it's in Brazil.
Yep.
Since we started the call.
Okay, so if one of you starts the call, should that fix the interwebs, guys?
Oh, hey. Hey, look, it went up to 3 bars when I switched it to US West.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Now we just gotta get Austin here whenever
Yeah,
she joins.
she did say BRB.
Yeah.
So whenever she's back.
Yeah. So all we know about Osh right now is that her foot went numb.
Yep.
So Hinson looks at you and tells you that you should bear in mind one guy. His name is shit, my handbook. Travis Midler.
And who is this Travis Midler?
He's a local who has contact with other locals in something called the interweb. He believes that there's blood-sucking monsters in towns that come from outer space.
Ah, one of those crazy people.
The problem is that he talks to other crazy people in other towns, so dispatching him will be a little bit complicated. So as long as you keep your head down, we should be in the clear.
That shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, as long as we don't do too much. Like, he
We
will.
will be doing much.
I hope so. The desert is full of terrors.
And we will abate those terrors with time.
So, you want me to introduce you to Mr. Edmonton? To Wyatt?
Yes, actually, I do.
Alright. He said, like, between his teeth, like, sighing, saying, "But I'm not shaking hands with that son of a bitch. I will lead you to it, but I don't want to see him, or else I'll kill him where he stands.
You will do no such thing.
I
You
will,
work for me now.
I will kill him where he stands."
Do you wish to be made unto ash?
I was the most powerful vampire in fucking Vegas.
Hanson, hate to say it, but there's a key word in your phrase. Was.
He just looks at you, glaring at you.
Hey, I'm being honest here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things because you probably don't want me to.
He goes to his small shitty car, a small ladder. He opens the door. Like, the place is covered in fucking bones of chickens and other animals. As soon as he gets inside, he starts hot wiring the engine as he starts the car. Do you guys hop in?
I just pick up my very long case and then I'll get into his car.
Okay.
Chase just puts her headphones back on, keeps playing on her video game, just follows suit.
He starts driving through town to an area where you start seeing more houses, like proper houses, and some that look a little bit better. Not too much. There's a whole area of town where there's a lot of how to put it. It's the skeleton of houses. You can tell that this place is under development.
Tell me, Hanson, how did you come to be in such a depraved state?
I didn't do no such thing. They were conspiring against me.
So you were a fool. You lost your position due to overconfidence.
I was being too good, and the Camarilla got a little bit too jealous that I wasn't sharing enough money with them.
Yes, I do imagine the camera will be a problem in the future, but they are for a later date.
He parks in front of a big house that leads to the golfing cart. There's no. The only people you can see in this place is a couple of private security guards, but they're not carrying firearms. They're more carrying like tear gas cans.
Hmm.
As soon as it's
Like
the
mace spray.
yeah, mace spray. Sorry. The a chubby security guard starts walking to the car. He looks at Henson, saying, "Turn your back, Mister Henson. The boss doesn't want to see you pissing over his documents again." Yeah, like these two want to meet him. Okay, but you know the rules. You are not allowed to get inside. He doesn't not want you to take a shit in his golf court. It was once. It was 5 times, Mr. Henson. It was just once. Me and the other guys, I asked to do it multiple times. Still, you're not allowed to get inside, nor you are allowed to get close to his golf court again. It's because the shit? No, it's because you pour gasoline all over it. It fell off a truck of gasoline. It wasn't my fault. The security guard looks at both of you, saying, "This way, please." As he opens the gate while Henson waits by the car. The guy starts guiding you through this big house. He gets to the front door. He knocks at the door. As the doors are opened by a woman, very well dressed, not fancy but very well dressed. She guides you to a studio where there's a big, what's the word? It's not mega building. It's like a map of the area with a lot of small buildings that represent the future endeavors of the city. Uh,
I don't know.
so do you know how some students of architecture are asked to do replicas of buildings in smaller scale?
Oh, models.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. There's a lot of models of the town and buildings that you have never seen in here, like actual
He's at
buildings.
Cusco with his little model of his new palace.
You see this man completely dressed in white with a white hat, talking to the phone, saying, "Yeah, yeah, 1 second," as he hangs up. "Ah, what may I do you for?"
Yes, I am the new owner of the, what is it called again, Chase? The trailer parks. There we go.
"Oh, well. So I'm willing to buy them from you."
No, however, I am willing to go into business with you, sir.
Okay. You have a plot of land that I'm interested in. What are you offering?
The ability to renovate the land and collect profits from it.
Okay, but for that I have to kick everybody who lives in that plot of land, fix the land, and then start building from scratch.
Yes, therefore they will need to be housed for the time being.
Hmm. Tell you what, sell me the land at a lower price, and you got it.
I will not be selling you the land. It is mine now. I have just conquered it this evening.
Well, do you have a lawyer?
I do. I
Okay.
have many retainers, thank you very much.
Okay. So tell me, what's your interest in with this little piece of shit?
I will be taking Barstow.
And then what?
I will be turning it into a trade hub.
It kinda is already. The problem is that everybody set their buildings on fire every so often, so...
Exactly. It must be cleaned up and justice brought back to the land.
I already have some expectancy to open some businesses in the area. How will this affect my business?
Lower property damages for one. I hear you have many gang-related issues as well.
Issues is an overstatement, but yeah.
I imagine that they are one of the main causes of the physically violent crimes.
Indeed, but sometimes you can guide them to the right place of town to tear it down and lower the pricing.
Hmm.
There
I
are,
understand your way of business now. Very well. So, I would like your help in renovating my land.
okay. What's in it for me?
Basically, you pay rent for your buildings to be there, but you collect all profits from the hotels and any other leisure activities you construct.
There's one problem right now, which is the fact that the corona is already stopping all the buildings.
Hmm.
My time schedule was already dwindled down.
Yes, but you have to be planning for the future. The corona will pass eventually, such as every other plague.
So, what you're offering me is renting a land that you're offering me and getting cash from the properties itself, from my
Yes.
hotel. Okay. What else do you offer?
What else is it that you want?
Okay, let me ask you one thing. Do you know what Henson was kicked out of Vegas?
I imagine for some form of depravity, he is nothing but.
There's a law in Las Vegas that we don't break. It's called shaking Sinatra's hands. Let me put it like this. Let's say that you own a casino. Bunch of werewolves want to do a gathering there. What do you do?
A gathering of what? Sorry.
Werewolves.
Figure if they don't start shit, you let them come in and spend their money.
Okay, what about Sabat? What will you do if they come into town and they want to use your facilities?
They will be slaughtered before they ever enter the town.
Nope. And because of that reasoning, I cannot do business with you.
The Sabbat is a depraved and lawless bunch of individuals who wish for nothing other than the utter destruction of this world to bring back the Lord Cain.
But the Sabat have something that you don't have right now, and that we
And what is
need.
that?
Money. The
I
Sabat
do
have.
not need that.
If you want to start renovating these parts of town, you're gonna need it.
I am saying I require no more. I already have the funds necessary to start.
Well, Henson in that case is very similar to you. The Sabat works in Vegas. We let them work as long as they don't mess with our business. If we go to war, it's bad for tourism. It's bad for business. Henson held that casino for the longest time until one day a pack of Sabbat arrived and he slaughtered them all in their own rooms. Because of that, people stopped trusting him, and there was investigation over the disappearance of people in Vegas and whatnot. So the council decided to kick him out because he was a fanatic, such as yourself. Religion doesn't mix with business.
So you're saying that there were Sabbat that did not just go on rampant destruction.
Exactly. There's many things in Vegas. Whatever happens inside the capital city, inside the gambling town, there's no politics involved.
We're talking about the same people that just wiped out a town in Mexico not too long ago.
Yep. Because they understand that their operation needs to move money.
Ah, very well, I understand. Very well. I will be buying out your company.
I wish you luck, kid.
Have a good evening, sir.
You too, mister. I wish you good luck. What do you do?
I turn and leave.
Okay, you leave. You're already
And
by.
Chase follows.
You see him already in the car, sniffing something white. As soon as he sees you, he just claps his hands, going like, "So, how did it go, Mister
I
New
will be
King in
buying
Town?"
his, I will be buying his company.
Ooh, yep. Good luck with that. He says he turns on the engine of the car. I wish you good luck. Do you think I didn't try it already?
I imagine you are not me.
Nope. We're not alike, but I already tried. That doesn't mean that the ending was the same. He says he turns on the car, driving back to the.
He is a depraved individual, more so than yourself.
There's a rumor going around that he has business with certain company.
He works with the Sabbat.
No, even worse, he works with the Republican Party.
B, can I?
No, Chase. We will do this legitimately.
Fine.
I need, though. Please do contact my retainers to start the purchasing process.
Okay. She takes out her cell phone and starts typing.
Okay. You start typing
By
as.
the way, Joe, I do have 5 dots there.
And retainers? Okay. How much in resources?
Resources. 5 in resources.
Okay. By the way, guys, Osh just hit me up. She said that she was falling asleep, so she had to bail for now.
She did stay up very late last night.
Yeah. Okay, so you go back into town. Ricky. So, as you keep driving down to different towns, you suddenly arrive to one of the cities. You don't know where, but you start seeing palms all over the place, palm trees. The main road has, like I said, a row of palm trees. There's not much movement, mostly trucks coming in and out. What do you do?
I'm heading into a city
Yeah,
with all the palm trees.
yeah.
Let me get my bearings around the city. Let me look at my map. Which city is this called?
It's the Palm Springs.
Well, I still have this backpack of paraphernalia I do not want to be involved with. I'll drop it off at the sheriff of Palm Springs. I'll look around. So I'll drive by until I find the station.
Just start driving around until you see this large building, this police station. Outside, there's only a couple of police cars. Not much movement for the night. Most police officers are keeping the roads from are keeping people inside their houses. So what do? You like literally drop by and drive away, or how you do it?
Yep, I'm gonna drop off the backpack.
Okay.
Right. I'll drive by, drop it off, and keep driving.
Okay. The good news is that you don't leave fingerprints, so you should be clear on that. You're still in.
I'll keep on going.
You're still in town, driving through to this place. It looks very youthful per se. Lots of neon. But the town looks mostly dead, mostly empty due to the virus. The only things that you see that are open are trucker bars and trucker diners with, like I said, truckers going in and out. For what you understand, this place has no vampires, not even one. What will you do?
Well, I'm a bit thirsty. I'll go into a bar.
Okay.
Bar there.
You see one bar called the Oasis. As soon as you get inside this diner, there's only a handful of drivers already scattered all over the place, not trying to stare too close to each other, but they look very tired and very stressed out. The waiters are going in and out, offering them food as they only take a couple of moments to eat, drink, sometimes even rest there and grab the truck and leave. Like they're not killing, they're not wasting any time. What will you do?
Are there any truckers parked, staying for the night, overnight?
For what you read, for what you can understand of the situation, apparently, so yes.
Well, I will see as it is late in the night.
Yeah, it's
Perhaps.
around. It's around 3 or 4.
I will see who's exiting the bar, a little more tipsy than usual. If there's anyone.
Roll perception plus empathy.
Success.
2. The waiters don't pay you much attention. They look very tired. But you see one guy, very heavy, like slowly moving from side to side, pulling his keys out of his pocket as he starts walking to the parking lot. The only lights are the lights from inside the bar as he just stumbles in between the trucks in the middle of the darkness. Not a spot to be seen.
I'm gonna park my RV next to his truck.
Okay. You slowly.
Mm-hmm. Brother, let me give you a helping hand. Come on, brother. I got you. I've been there. We've all been there. Let me help you get your keys.
Okay. The guy just looks at you as he drops the keys for a moment. You lean closer to grab them as the guy is just holding himself against the door of the truck. His words are completely muffled by the alcohol in his breath. What do you do?
Oh, it's time for a good night's drink. Let me help you into your truck. And I'll shut the door behind us.
Okay, roll dexterity plus melee. I mean plus brawl, sorry. He's a little bit tipsy, so he might try to fight you off. But it's not gonna be too hard to go in for a bite.
3 success.
Roll for self-control.
One success.
Okay, how much do you want to drink from him?
Just one blood point.
Okay. He tries to fight you off as he falls sideways into the truck. Any other onlooker would imagine that you guys are doing the naughty bits, but your teeth sink into his neck. He tries to scream as he just gets paralyzed. You can feel the taste of his sweet and sour blood filling to your mouth, but there's something off. There's something different. The taste of beer, the alcohol running through your veins and through your mouth and down to your throat, filling every single inch of your body with his warm and now heavy blood. You leak over the wound as you feel yourself better, but you're starting to get a little bit tipsy. Just a little bit.
Thanks for the snack, brother.
Okay.
Have a good one. Stay safe in there. Go back to my RV. Yep. Back to the RV.
You're having troubles, like moving from side to side. You sit into the RV for a moment. You start the engine. Roll dexterity plus drive. Difficulty 7.
Whoa. I don't know if I should drive right now.
Okay, so you want to stay in the back?
But Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I am a pretty good driver. Perhaps a better place to stay for the daytime.
All right. So, you want to stay in the back, like, wait till they. Oh,
I'll probably find a different place to hide out for the daytime.
holy shit! The more you drink, the better your drive. Joker doesn't sponsor this message. Don't drink and drive, kids. Don't do it. Don't do it. Um, you get into the passenger seat, and okay, let me put it like this: have you ever been so drunk that you have to make everybody believe that you're sober, but your body's betraying you?
I
What?
don't drink.
Jess, do you drink?
I dabble.
Okay. You're tipsy, so your body's having troubles with you, but you're doing the best you can. Like, you're going as slow as you can. There's no much movement, so there's not a big problem. Even if the cops pass you by, they won't give you too much attention because they think it's a grandma driving. Like, you're being that level of careful. So, where do you want to drive? Are you looking for a motel, or what type of place are you looking for?
Probably a place to park my RV, wherever has the best RV park.
There's a couple here. There's like 2 or 3, so you should be in the clear.
Nice. Let's go to the nearest one.
You take a left as you go under an underpass. As in front of you, there's a cul-de-sac. In the main entrance, you see a small gate with a guy. With a post for somebody, but there's nobody. So you get down of the vehicle, you open the gate yourself as you drive inside. From what you can tell, most of the people here are tourists. So again, you'd be completely anonymous in this place. People don't really mess with the tourists, and the tourists don't really mess with the people. Your presence is nothing but a shadow in this place.
I'm just a tourist traveling through.
Yeah. The only thing you can tell is that the other cars have a lot of motifs, like the windows have the American flag. Some of this you can see that there's a picnic tables all over the place. People already sleep, or some of them you can hear the TV through the windows. But this place looks very peaceful. It's the type of place where if you see somebody, they will only look at you once and you will never see them again. Even with the pandemic going on, tourism never dies. You shut every single window you can from the inside as you completely close in. You close the door that separates the driver area from the other. As again, you have a small kitchen, but you don't really use because you don't eat. Every shelf is full with whatever you think is necessary. The guns, you can hide them wherever you want. After all, it's your RV. The bathroom is completely useless. It's just another room. And the main room, the bedroom, is very small, but you have a small TV and a computer there if you need to connect with the rest of the world. What do you do?
I'm a little homesick. I want to turn on the TV. Is there any LA news?
The only news from LA is that everything's been shut down. It's completely closed. The police is still doing investigations on the massacre that happened in a warehouse where many members of the triads were found dead. The place was mostly destroyed. They say there was a fire, etc., etc. The only thing that you have in your room, other than a small desk, is that coin that you stole as a reminder of whatever happened in Las Vegas. I mean, in LA. What will you do?
Curious coin. never did get a chance to understand it.
So, what's your plan?
I'll flip the channel to local news.
Okay. You start flipping the channels until you get to, I want to say local news, but more like area news. But instead of news, you see a woman screaming in black and white while a giant tentacle monster grabs her by the waist. Another man loads such a gun as they start shooting at the beast. The beast falls into the waters while the woman looks down. The screen goes to black as suddenly you see a guy wearing skull makeup, a top hat, a cape, saying, "Alright, kiddies, that was the attack of the beast from below. Stay tuned after these messages, for you will see the night of the living dead. I am Count Midnight, and it's the howling hour, the witching hour. And remember, kids, don't go out there. Don't be stupid. Corona is bad. Right. Night of the living dead after these messages." You see two commercials of an older couple walking through the park, like being very romantic with the word Viagra, getting in your local pharmacy. Then you see a woman in a very sultry dress saying, "Are you lonely? Do you want company? Just call 1-500 SAX, or ladies of the night are waiting for you. $1 every 30 seconds in the call." Uh, Commercials for house products, for local pizzerias. Hell, you even see a commercial for a place that it claims to have the $1 lap dance, the best lap dances in this area of town. Stay for the chicken. It's a small strip club, but looks shitty. It looks like the type of places where the worst kind of strippers you could ever find. Other local commercials, you see the like the how to put it, the type of commercial like, "Nope, chalk testa. Is that a bear? Nope, chalk testa." Uh, yeah. You see a commercial where you see images going through a western type of town, but more developed than the one that you saw. So you see a cowboy with a big mustache going like, "Howdy there, I didn't saw you. I am Samuel O'Hara. I am," and he like looking bluntly at the screen. "I am a cowboy from the Wild West, and I'm here in your television to tell you about Calico. Come to Calico to explore the Wild West." He like steps for a side, pointing at an obvious green screen, saying, "You will see adventure, discover the past, and learn the history of the Wild West. Make your reservations now." Stuff like that.
Calico. Is this a museum?
Sort of. Calico is an actual ghost town from the Wild West that's very close to Barstow. Like they film a lot of TV shows there. Like for in real life, anytime you see a movie that's set in the Wild West, they're possibly filming at Calico. Like anytime they need an exterior shot, it's filmed in Calico always.
Well, I'm a tourist around these parts.
Mm.
Here to experience the Wild West. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'll turn off the nonsense, though.
Okay.
Little friend. What are you about?
The score.
I'd
Mm-hmm.
like, I'd like to research about scorpions on my computer. I don't know much about them.
Okay, you open your computer. You start going to Wikipedia to research a little bit of the wildlife of the Mojave Desert and Death Valley. So that's gonna take you a couple of hours. Like if you want to go into detail, like every single type of animal and stuff like that. But yeah, uh, like if you want to spend experience points in Animal Ken after the game to have a specialty on desert animals, yeah, I see no problem with it. As the TV's on, suddenly you see an old '90s movie that's playing in another channel. Roll uh, perception plus alert.
One.
You hear a voice coming from the TV as your head turns, and you can see a human, a very young girl, in a very Hallmark Channel type of movie, like you know, those wholesome movies that you usually find in VHSs that nobody buys at the gas stations. Very basic type of movie. As you can see that, or from the corner of your eye, you tell that the little girl is an Asian actress. And the more you see it, her voice starts ringing in your head, and for a moment or two, you realize that the Nosferatu you met in LA, that's her when she was human.
Pipsqueak.
Yep.
Damn, I missed them.
In the movie, there's a scene where a kid gets stung by bees till dead, and you see her in the funeral screaming to the family, "His glasses! Why he doesn't have his glasses? Why is he in that casket? He needs his glasses to see." Well, the corpse of the little boy is covered in bee stings. Sorry, I fucking hate and love that movie.
What is the movie?
Help me out, guys.
It's a
Basically,
Macaulay Culkin movie.
yeah, yeah,
Basically, right after he became super popular, they decided to kill him in a movie.
yeah. He gets killed by bees, and that movie's infamous.
My girl.
Yeah,
Not the bees.
yeah. Basically, he gets stung to death by bees, and the girl, the love interest of the Macaulay Culkin in that movie, goes to the funeral and goes like, "His glasses! He can't
Well,
see without his
they-
glasses!"
It wasn't really a love interest thing. They were kids.
Yeah.
And she was dealing with the death of her own mother, and then someone who was their dear friend suddenly dies in front of her. She
Damn.
was kind of reacting pretty averagely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can tell that she was too young. She was in this version at least. She was still figuring out how to act. Yeah. But yeah,
What that Pipsqueak's up to.
you don't know. But right now, the only thing that you know is that the scorpion is in front of you, running through the keyboard sometimes. And that's about it.
At least I have you, little friend.
Scorpion just keeps walking through the walls. Like he doesn't care nor mind much about you. He does scorpion things. You keep checking the web, trying to find more information about wild animals. And suddenly you start feeling very tired. You can tell that the sun's coming up because you are slowly passing out. You can feel the sunlight slowly peeking through covering the metal grates of the RV. But you're safe.
Little friend.
You fall into the bed, into the mattress as your mind starts drifting away, knowing that the next time you wake up, the night will come again and it will be the time to leave this town and go to the next one. The next night, you wake up feeling a little bit thirsty again. Um, what do you do?
Well, it's time to hit the high road from this Palms Springs.
Mm-hmm.
See
You
what's next on this road trip.
you walk to the front. The Scorpion is nowhere to be seen, but he's still in the RV. You can sense him. You kick on the engine, and now from the 10 RVs that you saw, there's only 3 left. You kick on the engines as you start driving away from town. Most of the roads are closed with blinking signs that say quarantine, do not leave your houses, please stay safe, stuff like that. You start driving to the main highway where you constantly see trucks coming in and out of towns. The sky is already getting darker and the sun already hit, so from where you are, the sunlight won't touch you. But you know it's time to hit the hay, it's time to run. You haven't seen a vampire in almost a week, which is already rare. The only thing that you have is this old rusty vehicle, sometimes the radio keeping you company, and that's about it. In the radio, you can hear a voice saying, well, if you're old, you have to die to support the current economy. It's something that you have to do. You have to accept death to save the economy. What do you do?
I do not accept death.
You're a vampire. You already denied that.
I'm trucking along. Next on my map from Palm Springs.
Barstow.
Hmm.
It's like an hour.
See what this place has to do.
You start driving through the desert in the middle of the night. Let me do a roll. As you keep driving, sometimes you can see a car, maybe a coyote in the middle of the road who dodges your vehicle. The radio starts turning into static on and off, into weird and strange sounds that become electrical and distanced. Weird. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, you see something flying in front of you. And then again, and then more, and hundreds and thousands. What do you do?
Welcome to Barstow.
You're getting close. Like, you're still far away, but you're getting close. But you can see hundreds of bats, for now you are in bat country.
I've always admired those flying furry fellows.
In the middle of the road, you see a bifurcation that leads to another town, which name you have never seen in your fucking life. It's a place called uh, CCYX.
This is the name of a place, you say?
Yeah, it's a road.
Huh. Is it on my map? Let me check my map.
No, it's not. Surprisingly enough. Hold on, I'm gonna post it here in the chat because for some reason I cannot post it in the Roll20.
Well, curiosity killed the cat, but it didn't kill the raccoon. Well, little friend, are you up for a little adventure?
The Scorpion just looks at you as he keeps like nibbing at the nothingness, like clicking sometimes.
Let's go down this lonely road together.
God
No
damn
one
it!
goes. I walk alone.
It's only you and you walk alone.
You,
Da-da,
you take the road as you start driving towards this part. It takes you like an hour or two to arrive to a lake in the middle of nowhere. couple of palms and a large structure that looks like an old hotel that was abandoned.
Curious to find a body of water in the desert.
Yep.
Is there anything living in this lake?
As soon as you get closer to the lake, there is a lot of dead fish, but they're small critters like frogs and small type of fishes. Like the fancy ones are dead. The local ones, they are alive. What will you do?
This is sort of an oasis in the desert, little friend. I think a nice place to think and just be for now. There's an abandoned hotel as well.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun little haunted house to explore.
Did you get out of the car? Tell me.
It's the beginning of the night.
Yeah.
Well, I've got nothing on the agenda. Let's take a tour.
Okay. Did you get out of the RV as you start walking towards this house? Roll perception plus alert. Okay. You start walking inside. Okay, it's one success. You feel yourself watched. As soon as you get inside, it's completely covered in graffiti and debris. Broken bottles all over the place. The pool is completely empty. It's a 2 or 3 store building, very big. But there's no wall. I mean, there's no doors. Completely disheveled, completely covered in graffiti. No natural light, nothing. The only light that comes in is the light of the moon. What do you do?
I feel watched.
Yeah.
I haven't gone inside.
No, you haven't.
Spooky. Let's go in.
You start walking inside. You start hearing something like a whimper, like somebody crying in one of the rooms. What do you do?
I go to the source of the crying.
You start walking faster. It catches your eye that in the middle of nowhere there's somebody crying. Roll perception plus alert. Remember, the 10s are critical successes and the 1s will remove your highest die. Roll.
3 success.
Okay. I think only 2. Let me do a roll for somebody. Okay. And... oh. You start getting closer and closer to the room, but the closer you are, sometimes you can feel shuffling behind you. Do you play dumb or do you keep on going?
Keep going.
You keep going knowing that there's somebody behind you, getting closer and closer. You look inside the room and you see a woman completely dressed in white, holding her knees and looking directly into the corner of the room, crying as she moves back and forth, rocking as her dark hair leans all the way down to her waist. What do you do?
I will shut the door behind me.
There's no door. It's only the frame.
I say, hello?
She keeps crying, but you can constantly hear soft footsteps that are coming behind you.
I will look behind me. I'll turn around. Who's there?
As soon as you turn around, you see a bald man with a beard holding a syringe, trying to jump you, trying to stab you with the syringe, while other one behind him is holding a pipe. What do you do?
There's one man with a syringe,
Yeah.
one man with a pipe.
Yeah.
Can I... And they want to hit me. Let me bash them in the head to knock them out. Both of them.
Dexterity plus melee. I mean plus brawl. Do you have fortitude by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. How much dots
yeah.
you?
I have 2 fortitude.
Okay, so you can add fortitude to your damage. That's in human strength. What do you do?
I want to knock both of them out.
Roll dexterity plus brawl. See. Oh god, this guy's got this. Holy fuck! Okay. You just dodge the syringe as the first one has his mouth covered in, you don't know if it's saliva or foam. The second one's trying to jump you with a pipe as you just move backwards, grabbing them by the head and slamming them together as they just fall into the ground, completely still. The woman, you can hear the click of a gun as she starts screaming at you, saying, "We're hungry!" As she starts shooting towards your direction. What do you do?
She's shooting in my direction.
Yeah.
I will try to dodge those.
Dexterity plus athletics.
110.
Okay. Oof. How much roll stamina? You can add your fortitude to this roll. And yes, caller, I know I fucked it up. It was not fortitude, it was potency. But anyways,
I see.
yeah,
Fortitude. Yeah.
yeah. Roll your stamina. Holy shit! The bullets, some of the bullets hit you. They go through your clothes, but they stop at your skin as they start falling down. The woman, very young, she must be around 19 or 20, runs through the door, shooting the gun at you a couple of times, as some of the bullets just miss. As she keeps screaming, "We just want to eat you! Let us eat you!" What do you do?
You are a cannibal? Would you like to eat your friends instead?
Roll charisma. You see? She leans down to grab the pipe as she starts running to you, saying, "Family don't eat family." What will you do? Killing her is self-defense, so you won't lose humanity.
I'll knock her out as well.
Okay, where's Jupiter at, by the way? I'm just curious.
Jupiter? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, from the Hills Have Eyes, because that's what this is.
I haven't seen that movie.
You're doing a very good job of it.
I mean, the original or the remake?
The original has Jupiter. The remake doesn't.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm aware of it, but I haven't seen it. Roll dexterity plus brawl to try to knock her out cold.
2 10s, 4 6s.
Holy shit! Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, they. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, you got 4 successes and 2 criticals. You dodge the pipe as you just punch her directly into the nose. You can feel her bridge breaking inwards as she just stumbled backwards with the bodies of her relatives, stumbling and hitting the ground out cold. Uh, Whenever she's out, I mean, she's alive. Whenever she breathes through her nose, you can hear a weird bubbly whistle, like a as bubbles of snot and blood fill her nostrils. Her teeth are being spit by her semi-conscious body. You didn't just knock her out; you just broke her nose and ripped some of her teeth.
Yikes. You're gonna have a tough time chewing that human meat. Sorry, lady.
What do you do?
I'd like to. Well, I guess there's. I will look in their pockets, in their items. Are they holding anything or have any sort of identification or items? I'll remove the gun. I will take the gun.
Okay. The gun is another small caliber revolver. She wasted all her ammo. She's only carrying like pieces of fingernails and fingers. The guy with the pipe, no ID. Like the clothes that they are wearing, some of them looks too big or too tight, so you can assume that it's clothes of the victims they killed. The guy with the syringe, you actually find an document, a driver's license. Okay. His name is Phil Cutter. And you also find a small bottle in his pocket with for the syringe.
I'll take the syringe as well as the bottle.
Okay. Roll intelligence plus medicine, so you can try to figure out what the hell. I mean, you can read the title, but to see if you know or if you're familiar with what it is. Oh, very good. It's anesthetics. That doesn't do shit to a vampire, but to a human, yeah. So they want to knock you down and eat you.
Yeah. I won't be a snack. But I don't think they'll find many snacks out here. And the rest of the hotel, can I look around while they're still out?
Yeah. You start exploring the rest of the hotel. The rooms are completely disheveled. There's one room where you can see the outlines of fire. The dancing flame coming from it. The orange tones of flame. You peek inside. As you can see a couple of bodies hanging, stabbed to death. A man and a woman. In the corner there's GoPros and there's backpacks and whatnot. You can see them impaled through the chest with a long rod, while their bodies lie inside of a barrel that's completely in flames. Their bodies being burned to a crisp as they just lay there like a human shish kebab. Every hair on their heads completely burned down. Their lips are already retracting to the rest of their mouth as their skin lies completely crisp and red. The smell is something inhuman. It's something that lingers and that fills the roof with this oily sensation of human fat being burned to a crisp. Their eyes completely missing. Their skin already a crackle map of human indecency. Their hands, you don't see their hands. They already removed them. and their clothes are completely torn, and some of the fabrics are hanging from the burning barrel that they're using as an improvised kitchen. What do you do?
I'll look in the backpacks that are
SDs, clothing, documents, cash. For what you're seeing, these guys were like ghost hunters. You know, the type of guys who go to haunted hotels to record ghosts. They also have like ghost equipment, like small machines to see changes in the energy of the air and shit like that. As well as you can see wallets in the ground with their documents.
there.
What will you do?
Well, I'll take the cash
Okay.
and the GoPro.
Okay.
This is not a pretty sight, and they're not going to last much longer in this abandoned place. The one with the driver's license. So, did they get here by car? Do they have a car here?
Do you start checking around the area?
Mm-hmm.
It takes like half an hour to find like by the outskirts a truck, but not like a 16-wheeler, more like a jeep. You know, like the type of vehicle where you could kill deer and drag it inside by the dozen. That type of car. Very barely in the back. There's a shotgun hanging by a rack, but yeah, it's a hunter's truck.
I'll take the shotgun.
Okay, you're just collecting weapons.
Yep.
Like a raccoon wanting something shiny. Sorry.
Old habits die hard.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the shotgun in the car, and I will stab the underbelly to remove all the gas.
Okay.
And well, I guess this place will be cooking for a bit. I'm going to leave ZZ Road for them to fend for themselves.
You just walk back to the truck, starting the engine, driving away, not thinking about it. If they're gonna eat possibly. Their bodies are that they kill, they're gonna eat them. But if they want to get out of there, that's gonna be another problem. You just drive away and try not to think about it. You know that in their depths, humans are as horrible as your kin. You keep driving towards Barstow. Try not to think about the scene. The windows open, trying to bend yourself from the smell of human flesh. So you just keep driving in the middle of nowhere. Once you arrive to Barstow, the small town greets you with a sign saying the Museum of Road 66 and stuff like that. You see how hundreds of trucks come in and out, bikers as well. In the distance, you can see how fire within the city. You can hear gunshots. You can see how small emplacements are being burned, and how is this sort of normal. People are kind of used to it. Roll perception, please. While you're driving, you see the diner where Betty greet you for the first time. But as you're driving around it, just for a moment, thinking about how you end up there, you see two people going inside. A woman with slightly dark skin, a hoodie that seems familiar, And by her, there's a guy holding her hand. And you can tell it's Jesse, Mia's Pipsqueak's boyfriend. They haven't seen you, but you're in the other side of the parking lot, in your car, in your RV. They're going inside. You know they're here, possibly looking for you.
What is Pipsqueak doing here?
Pipsqueak even looks human, completely human, except for the clothes.
How is she being seen? Normal.
Will you approach to talk to them, or will you stay in the car?
Not yet.
Roll.
Choosing
Mhm.
Pipsqueak.
Roll willpower. You feel the heaviness in your heart, and then you just step on the accelerator, and you step pedal to the metal, and you just drive away, knowing that they are here, but you're not ready to see them, not to find them, not yet. What?
I'm not ready.
Okay. Uh, B and Chase.
So
Whoa!
So, what do you guys do?
Call you a bloody liar.
Why? When did I ever lied?
You told us Ricky was dead. You
They-
even said, Zip, Calder, I'm being serious. Ricky is dead.
Oh,
Lied.
okay. Basically, Jess and I talked, and Jess wanted to have her Lord of the Rings moment.
Uh-huh. I still never believed you. Xander was right the entire time.
Yep.
Now Xander has words for Ricky.
when
Number one
Gwen
big
finds out, she's gonna be
dumbass.
giving Ricky the biggest hug and also being like, I understand, but I'm very upset with you right now.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna use the camera quickly. One moment.
Silly Willy.
So feel free to discuss and tell Jess why. Be right back.
All I know is I wanted a glorious pause on little Ricky.
A glory.
You did it, and
This is all I asked.
Ricky made Smiling Jack cry.
I wasn't even
No.
there for that mission.
It was a glorious speech too, though. It was his high point, and
It
now
was
unfortunately
amazing.
he's got the lows. Yeah.
It's okay. Well,
Knew you weren't.
I don't think him, still among us is gonna make Gwen and Xander come back just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But there is going to be a Skype/Discord FaceTime conversation happening.
Some sort of reunion reconciliation.
Yes, if Mia doesn't get to him first.
Xander's gaggle senses did not lie to him. He knew his packmate, buddy. It's like, I just-
Xander summoned raccoons to his funeral.
Ah!
Like a full pack of raccoons showed up for Ricky's funeral.
My brothers.
They mourned for you, Ricky. Their little raccoon hearts mourned.
Oh, it's too risky.
It's okay.
I'm in
it's
exile.
okay.
My brothers did fall that day in the warehouse. I don't know who survived and who didn't. It sounds like mostly didn't. But, yeah, I'm a little bruised on the politics game here.
That's okay. Well, welcome to Barstow, where things are about to get interesting, because B just took over half the town with a punch.
Well, that
Chase
was
is just
easy.
playing. Chase is just playing her video game. She hasn't done anything. You know, she just backs up B, doesn't do anything.
But when she's needed, there will
She,
be no
you ever heard of the video game The Darkness?
no.
I'll get the gift for you, but you, Chase has potential to scare Joe, and it's wonderful.
I'm a 500-year-old guy who decided, fuck the Camarilla, I'm making a kingdom here.
Hell yes! Independency!
Yep.
I'm all for that life.
So we're gonna clean up Barstow.
You know, it's, can we turn this desert trash into treasure? You've got the head of sanitation on your side.
Exactly. We need.
I'm a man of experience.
Chase is like going to be a team up of. I've already just. Osh and I have already decided Chase and me are going to be like the two terrors. They're just like best friends.
Osh isn't here for this.
I know.
Yep, that's why I've waited on our meeting. It will happen.
It's okay.
In person.
I knew you were fine. You can't fool the other gangrel in the group.
If I was dead, I would be part of your undead ghost raccoon army. This would be for certain.
Oh no, we've had a joke where you've been on my shoulder this entire time.
Coaching Xander in his how to woo.
You know he lays it on thick, those moves.
Well,
Xander would have made him proud.
oh yeah.
Because Xander finally was able to turn into animals. So he threw everyone into the ocean, and then Glenn tried to throw him in. Then he turned into a bird.
He cheated.
Aww.
And then he landed on her boobs.
Ooh. I like it. A man of action.
Exactly.
I'm back,
Where
guys.
else will you perch?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back.
And I asked him, is your character now a tittery fit? A tit? Did he took this?
You're a tit. For tat. Or tit for tit.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit exhausted. So, do you guys mind if we continue all day? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
by the way, Jess, try to be more often here because sometimes the guys tell me, "Hey, can you DM today?" Sure, and a lot of shit happens.
Yo, I know. It's so difficult. But for sure, you know, a Fridays is a guarantee.
Okay.
So I want to keep that like a schedule.
Okay. Like in the meantime, I'm gonna give each one of you. I feel kind today. 5 experience points. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. What have you learned? There's cannibals in the desert.
There's always cannibals in the desert.
Yeah.
Nothing better to eat or do.
Second, there's gonna be a company war at Barstow, and Barstow's already a conflicted place. People already set their houses on fire because of reasons. Vampire population is very small in that part of town. But that's about it for now.
I will continue my takeover of Barstow.
It's gonna be
She's so
interesting.
cute, playing her video games
Dude,
until someone needs her.
it's gonna be interesting, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, for the viewers at home, thank you, and good night, everybody. We shall continue possibly whenever. Yeah, but usually on Fridays, okay? And